Have you ever locked eyes with someone who possesses an inflated sense of self-importance and felt as though your entire worth was being drained away? Every single word they spoke, every gesture they made, served as an invisible weapon aimed directly at tearing you down. Have you wondered, even just once, whether it might be possible to turn the tables without ever laying a finger on them? Today, we won't discuss mere survival tactics. Instead, we'll explore how to strike them where it hurts most. 5 approaches so ruthless they might seem forbidden. 5 psychological maneuvers that don't just unsettle them. They silently and effectively devastate their core. Have you ever wondered what happens when you stop reacting? When you deny the self-absorbed individual their lifeblood, attention, or when you force them to confront their own reflection, cold and sharp like shattered glass? These approaches are rooted in psychoanalytic principles and the darkest mechanisms of human psychology. They aren't designed for those seeking peace, but for those ready to settle the score. This content is intended for anyone who has been manipulated, humiliated, and emotionally drained, yet still possesses enough strength to declare, "Enough is enough." Prepare yourself because what you're about to hear could transform everything. After today, you'll never view a self-centered manipulator the same way again, and most importantly, you'll never again grant them the power to wound you. The first approach involves strategic silence. Do you want to know what invisible blade cuts deepest into the heart of someone obsessed with themselves? It isn't an insult or a confrontation, it's complete silence. The self-absorbed individual lives and breathes attention. Whether positive or negative doesn't matter, as long as you react. Every time you respond to a provocation, every time you justify yourself, you're feeding their ego. It's as if you're telling them, "You still matter to me." But the moment you cease reacting, something within them begins to crumble. Strategic silence isn't simply refusing to speak. It's a powerful and clear message. You no longer control me. It means not responding to messages, avoiding eye contact, and stopping the search for explanations from someone who will never provide them. It represents complete emotional absence, and for a self-absorbed person, this is worse than 1,000 insults. Initially, they'll test you, attempt to provoke you, use guilt tactics, send you messages, make extreme gestures, and try to paint you as cold, cruel, or heartless. This happens because your silence disarms them and strips away their control. For someone obsessed with themselves, losing control equals losing their very identity. This mechanism has a specific name in psychology: behavioral extinction. It means that when a behavior no longer receives a reward, in this case, your attention, it tends to disappear. However, before it vanishes, it intensifies. They'll attack you more because they're losing power. This is why silence proves so effective. It severs the thread that binds them to you. You no longer provide what they crave, leaving them in a void they cannot manage. It's like removing oxygen from a fire. First it flares up, then it dies out. But silence doesn't only serve to destroy them, it serves to rebuild you. It returns clarity, strength, and presence to your life. It brings you back to the center of your existence, where you should have always been. So the next time the self-absorbed individual attempts to invade your mind, don't respond, don't explain yourself, don't justify your actions. Be absent, invisible, unreachable, and observe. Watch how they collapse on their own in the deafening silence of your detachment. The second approach is the dark mirror technique. If you truly want to destabilize someone obsessed with themselves, don't shout, don't cry, don't explain. Instead, reflect exactly what they are. Become their mirror, but not just any mirror. Become a dark mirror. The self-absorbed individual wears a mask, always a mask of charm, control, and invulnerability. But beneath that facade lies emptiness, fear, and shame. Your task is simple, yet powerful. Make them see it. Show them who they truly are by reflecting back exactly what they project onto others. The dark mirror represents a devastating psychological technique. It involves responding to the self-absorbed person using their own weapons, not out of impulsive revenge, but as strategy. They devalue you, so you devalue them. They ignore you, so you erase them. They manipulate you, so you destabilize them. You're no longer the victim, you're the sharp reflection of their shadow. This tactic works because the self-absorbed individual is accustomed to dominating, not suffering. When they see themselves treated as they treat others, they short-circuit, lose control, become confused, and malfunction because they cannot bear the vision of themselves. But be careful. There's a risk. To use this tactic, you must be lucid, centered, and cold. You mustn't become the part. You mustn't become like them. You must only show them their reflection with surgical precision, without emotion, without drama. Here's an example. The self-absorbed person accuses you of selfishness. Don't justify yourself. Look them in the eyes and respond calmly. Strange hearing that from you. Then remain silent. Leave them alone with the weight of their own accusation. Or if they ghost you as punishment, anticipate them. Vanish first. Without words, without warnings, just absence. The dark mirror isn't revenge, it's truth. It's a way to collapse their illusion of power. It's proof that you're no longer afraid, that you no longer play by their rules. Most importantly, it gives you a tool to escape the victim role, restores your power, helps you re-establish boundaries, and regain your center. Because when a self-absorbed person looks into a dark mirror, they don't see you. They see themselves, and for the first time, they cannot bear what they see. The third approach involves public exposure. There's something the self-absorbed individual fears more than silence, more than mirrors, more than your indifference, humiliation. Not just any humiliation, but public humiliation. The self-absorbed individual constructs their identity on an elaborate lie. They live on appearances, needing to be admired, envied, and imitated. They want everyone to believe they're special, superior, infallible. But you know what lies beneath. You've seen the part no one else should see, the emptiness, the rage, the manipulation. And precisely because of this, you possess power they fear. You can tell the truth. Public exposure isn't an outburst, it's strategy. It involves removing the mask the self-absorbed individual shows the world, but not with screams or hysterical accusations. With facts, with calm, with precision, with documents, testimonies, messages, evidence, with the silent force of reality. Choose the right moment. Do it where it has maximum effect. In environments where reputation matters, at work, among mutual friends, on social platforms. When truth is spoken with coldness, without hatred, without scenes, that's when it cuts deepest. That's when the self-absorbed individual feels naked and exposed. You don't need to invent anything. You don't need to slander. You just need to tell what happened. Without filters, without protection. For too long, you've remained silent to protect them. No more. Every word you speak creates a crack in their armor. Every truth that emerges makes them vulnerable. Yes, they'll react. They'll try to diminish you, deny your claims, turn the situation around, but the more they try to defend themselves, the more they confirm what you're saying. Because a self-absorbed person doesn't know how to stay quiet, doesn't know how to accept criticism, doesn't know how to handle exposure. Remember, you're not doing this to destroy them. You're doing it to free yourself, to reclaim your voice. Because every time you speak, someone else recognizes themselves in your story. Every time you tell your truth, you break a toxic mechanism, and most importantly, you shatter the silence that protects them. For a self-absorbed individual, reputation is everything, but for you, truth is freedom. Speak not for revenge, but for justice, because sometimes the most revolutionary act is telling aloud what they forced you to endure in silence. The fourth approach requires complete emotional control. If there's one thing a self-absorbed individual desires above all else, it's seeing your reaction. Anger, pain, confusion. It may seem paradoxical, but even a desperate outburst is a reward for them, because every emotion you display communicates one thing. You're still trapped in their snare. Do you want to truly free yourself? Do you want to annihilate them? Then prepare to become what they fear most, a cold, neutral surface that reflects nothing. Complete emotional control is one of the most powerful weapons you can develop. It's the ability to maintain calm while trembling inside. It's the strength to remain silent while wanting to scream. It's looking them in the eyes and giving them nothing. The self-absorbed individual exists based on your reactivity. They throw provocations, accusations, punitive silences just to test how involved you still are. But if you stop reacting, if their words crash against unshakable calm, then they begin to lose control. This state is called emotional neutrality. It isn't pathological coldness. It's mastery, self-control. It's telling yourself, "My emotions aren't for those who use them against me." This doesn't happen overnight. It requires discipline and training. You must learn to recognize the moment you're about to give in and take a step back. Breathe, slow down, stay present, because every impulsive reaction is a hook they can grab onto. They want to hurt you. Smile calmly. They accuse you. Look elsewhere. They provoke you. Let them writhe in their own frustration. Your impassiveness disarms them and strips away their power. Not only that, this type of control transforms you, restores dignity, clarity, and inner strength. It makes you understand that the only person authorized to touch your mind is you, no one else. The self-absorbed individual wants to steal your soul, your voice, your stability, but now you know, when you govern your emotions, they can no longer reach you. So let them explode in their theater. You're off stage, a silent, imperturbable, untouchable spectator. Because true power is choosing not to respond, not to be dragged along anymore, to remain standing while they collapse. The fifth and final approach is the programmed disappearance. The last blow, the most silent, the most devastating. Vanishing. For a self-absorbed individual, your abandonment isn't just a wound, it's the end of their show. Because as long as you're present, even in pain, you're still their audience. But when you truly disappear, without noise, without scenes, without leaving a door ajar, you take everything from them. Stage, power, reflection. Programmed disappearance isn't weakness, it's precision. It's exiting the stage at the right moment with cold blood. It's blocking all contact. It's canceling access to your energy, your thoughts, your presence, without explanations, without discussions, without "you deserve a confrontation." Because no, they don't deserve it, not anymore. But be careful. It's not improvised, it's prepared and planned. Recover what belongs to you, build a plan, ask for support if necessary, and when you're ready, disappear. The self-absorbed individual implodes because they get no reaction, no closure, nothing, only silence. And that silence, that total disappearance, confronts them with the only reality they cannot manipulate: your definitive absence. This is your victory, your act of power, your final period. Disappearing is their defeat, but for you, it's only the beginning. Now you have them all. 5 tactics, 5 surgical strikes, 5 truths that can destroy the self-absorbed individual without you having to scream, beg, or endure anymore. Strategic silence, the invisible blade that isolates them. The dark mirror to show them who they really are. Public exposure to unmask them before the world. Complete emotional control to extinguish their source of power. Programmed disappearance, the final blow that leaves them alone, powerless, empty. These are serious tactics. They're not for those who simply want to survive. They're for those who want to reclaim everything. Dignity, power, mental freedom. Remember, it's not blind revenge, it's justice. It's settling accounts with someone who played with your heart, your mind, your energy. It's ending their power over you once and for all. If these words have struck you, if you've recognized yourself in them, if you want to continue discovering psychological tools to free yourself from those who manipulate you, then show your support by engaging with this content. Because here, every word serves to rebuild what was taken from you. The self-absorbed individual has lost. You've just begun to win.